Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday on Going Optimal, and y'all know what that means, right? It's Chat Gauntlet Day. That means I'm going to be battling my viewers in a series of best-of-1 games to determine who can win the week, me or Chat, because I'm going to draft against 7 viewers, and we're going to battle all 7 of them, and that's going to give us 7 games. Somebody here's going 4-1, is 4 wins or better. And is that going to be me? Is that going to be Chat? We're going to find out. If Chat can do better than 4 wins, stuff happens. At 5 wins, there's a minor shopping trip. At 6 wins, there's a major shopping trip. And by that, I mean we go to the arena store. And at 7 wins, Chat gets to consult with my stylist on how to handle this hair the next time I get it chopped. So I like keeping control of my hair. I always dive into Discord and wish good luck to everybody but one on the team of the viewers, because I do want 1 win today. I'll go 1-6. We'll go shopping. I'll try not to be too salty if that happens, but please, Magic Gods, allow me the 1 win a week on Fridays against Chat, won't you? Thank you. So far, we've kept it intact, but it's just a matter of time if I keep streaming. So always a little nerve-wracking, especially this format for me right now, because I am in a bad place with this. Is Queen Dragon around? I don't know. She was talking yesterday about her frustrations and feeling like she's a little lost in Kaldheim, and honestly, I don't know if I'm lost. I don't know if I'm experiencing variance. I don't know if I'm misplaying. I don't know if I'm misdrafting. I've had some success here and there, but I think overall my numbers are way down in this format. That's what I'm feeling, and I'm not sure what's going on there, other than it's a tricky one. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just the princely nature is injecting a lot of variance that is affecting the level of whatever skill advantage I might have had against the general field on Arena. So maybe that's been worn away a little bit. Yeah, you are here, Queen. Yeah, so anyway, I feel you. Just so you know, you're not alone. Even I am also, sometimes I just feel like I don't have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Like, what is going on? What are you trying to do with this draft, Ryan? You know, it's I've had some moments. We're going to see if we have one of those today. Hopefully we find, just give me some obvious bombs and let me be the one showing you how highly variant this format is, thanks to the power level of the rares and mythics, right? And if you want some of those powerful rares and mythics for your tabletop Magic game, I'm going to send you to my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They are purveyors of all that stuff. If you have any needs on your tabletop Magic experience, please check my sponsor out and see if they can earn your business. They won't always. You're going to find lots of retailers out there selling you Magic product, but Card Kingdom is legit my favorite. One of my favorite parts about them is their excellent buy prices and the generous 30% store credit bonus on those generous buy prices, and the incredible inventory to give you something to do with that store credit. So the combination of incredible buy prices, 30% store credit bonus, and fantastic inventory makes it, to me, the place to sell your cards for credit. And keep that in mind. And if you have any needs in your tabletop experience, check them out via my affiliate links in the panels below, in the YouTube notes, or in chat there. And then they know you got there from here. Helps keep me on the air, right? Right. Okay, Magic Gods, I don't ask for too much, but help me save my hair 1 more week, please. Let's see what we can find out of these packs. We're going to hit the left monitor here. This is the website made by our friend Senryoku. This is mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. It's where our Discord uses the tools here to draft on Arena for free in pod. So all you need is wildcards and a collection, and you can join the Discord and hop into queues with awesome Going Optimal viewers, and from there have the fun of drafting in pod and not having to pay gems for the privilege. It's really nice. Great way to practice. Also, like, if you're not feeling comfortable about your place in this set and you are feeling like you're spewing value, you know, you can switch to some MTGA drafting in our Discord, and that's going to maybe give you some practice without eating away at your resources. So that's something you can think about. Am I qualified for the sealed tournament next month? I don't think so. What do I need to do to qualify, Mike? You let me know and I'll try. if there's, is it? Yeah, I have no idea about that. So link me up. Anyway, here we are. I don't see. We're only. I only see 3 of 8. Am I in the wrong place? Maybe I need to go and see. Is there a fresh table? Where is everybody? Check whispers. I'm working it. Did it get updated? Let's see. Oh, new table. Sorry, gang. Here we go. So now we've got our 8 competitors here, and at hats ready check, we will begin the draft. And when we're done here, we're going to export our decks into Arena and draft in and play in Arena after we draft here. All right. Obvious mythic bombs, please. Well, not mythic, but is kind of bomby. Sigrid, God favored. I've gotten my share of 3-for-1s out of this. Svella Ice Shaper is one of the chase uncommons in the format in terms of a place to start. Let's see. There we go. That's how I want it. So I think it's Svella or Sigrid. Liberator, also a high quality pick here. Feed the Serpent, interesting, but maybe not. Again, I've been saying, 4 mana is a lot in the format. I'm going to take the single-colored aggro card over the gold go-long card. This is so good, and if we can get into a white-based aggro deck and the table's not interested, that's fine with me, but this is it's tough to pass Svella, but I'm going to take Sigrid. Svella is Svel, but Sigrid is single-colored and a house. So I need to get one of my accounts to Mythic this weekend, basically? Is it this weekend only? Or, I need to do it in February here? I think white's a narrow color, right? It's less good because of it has less flexibility. I would agree with you on that, Jinx. But I would say that that Svel is not that flexible either. It really puts you in a very specific direction, but it's a good one. What do we like here? We can follow up with the Valkyrie and stick with white aggro stuff. Giant's Amulet might be just the best card in the deck, in the pack, but it doesn't really go with the with our first pick all that well. I don't know about what white blue is doing in this format exactly. You need 4x of an entire set to do this? Like, to draft this way? No, you only need the cards that you draft, right? But I think Valkyrie is where I want to be. Wheel of Shieldmate, maybe? I mean, 4x suggests that you might end up with, more than, that you might have with 4 copies of some card. And I suppose, there are drafts where I've done that, but it's pretty rare. Okay, we have a Fall of the Imposter if we wanted to find our way into white-green somehow. I mean, this is a reasonable pick given where we started. Braggart keeps us on a white path. Shimmerdrift Vale is going to go fine. I mean, it's a dual land, right? I mean, Shimmerdrift Vale is always fine. Helm, also interesting. Yeah, if you want to do Boros aggro, the Helm is going to be fine there. But I think I like Fall or Shimmerdrift Vale. Just take some fixing, but Fall I think is good enough to take here. Especially for, if we just lean into this and try to find some earlier game, Fall on 3 when you've cast some 1s and 2s is fine. It's usually Queen. It's usually you're not white-green because green makes it so easy to splash. You end up in a third color or something. But white-green aggro can be a thing if you get the right tools. And really, this is one of those tools. So we're going to take it and see. Usually also nobody else wants it, right? Like, so if we end up white-green, we'll probably be the only ones. And white-green aggro can really get there. Especially if you get that uncommon. The obviously, the landfall uncommon Selesnya gold card. I don't remember card names. This is where chat always follows up with the actual card name, because chat's all over it. We got a Seeker, but another Valkyrie's fine. I'm just going to get up in the air. Heck, maybe we will. Like, blue seems to be a little open. Maybe we can... Media likes a Story Seeker. I have found Story Seeker to... it has fallen for me. I like, in the abstract, a 2/2 a bear with lifelink just seems fine. But if I'm going to be so hyper aggro, my life total is usually less relevant. Not always. The lifelink is not always useless, but the lifelink was less useful than I thought it would be on this card. So I'm going to take Valkyrie here. I think the flying is too important, and the 2 mana discount happens a lot if we can keep focused on creatures. Thanks, Timnos. I think it's hard to... to say white-green is bad is, I think, a little oversimplification, if that's what you're talking about, Queen. I think the thing to say is that some color pairs are harder to get quality decks in, and you need to be wary about getting into them. And so that's what we're doing. Like, yeah, it's harder to get a good white-green, but we're also not married to white-green yet. We took 1 Fall of the Imposter. The only thing I'm sure of here is that I want to be white. We could take Frostbite as a hedge to white Boros aggro. We can take Masked Vandal to further support the white-green side. I think the Frostbite is good enough, and Boros especially is good enough, and Frostbite good enough, especially in Boros. Because Boros, you're trying to, finding 2 damage to take out a key blocker on turn 4 while you then follow up. You also cast your 3/2 haste or whatever is really nice. Yeah, Bergstrider very late as well. I feel like we're kind of passing the snow plan, though. And Frostbite works. Frostbite has been successful with these cards for me more so than Bergstrider has been successful with these cards for me. So I'm going to take Frostbite. Interesting, Media. I haven't felt that way, but I appreciate your perspective. I have found 2 damage to slot into a curve in those first 5 turns to be amazing. Because if we're low to the ground enough, and this is in our hand early, either it's going to get something relevant, or we're going to not need it, and we're going to be romping all over them. So Story Seeker and Helm here. I think I got to get the Story Seeker. We don't have early creatures yet. I do want a Helm, and maybe even a Wings, but I feel like the creatures need to come first here. Oh, the land? What? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've so rarely in white-green, I barely even saw the land. You think we should take that over the Seeker? Yeah, I suppose I was just saying Seeker is kind of whatever. We might even wheel this Sentinel. This is interesting here, though. Blue is very open. Yeah, let's try the land here. Speculative Raven, totally legit. I think this is good enough with the fall that I like taking this, but but the good blue going around has been, I'm aware, but I'm also feeling a little tougher to make our way there at this point. We can get a Veil, Snow Mountain for the Frostbite. Armory is the, we can pick up another white X land. That may be where we end up. And nothing else. I mean, Guardian's okay, but let's take the Armory and, again, try to listen, see where we're ended up. I think it's pretty likely we could find our way into white-green and people won't fight for us. Fight it for us. Fight us for it is what I'm trying to say. Words. I have them sometimes. For an aggro deck, sure, lacking 1s and 2s here in the creature department. So that's, I'm sure, why Media was saying they wanted the Seeker, right? Let's get this going. But we have some time here. Here's a Seeker we can grab, which I think I like over the Oracle. I mean, this is got Foretell and everything, but again, life gain shouldn't be what I'm about here, and I'm happy to pick up the Story Seeker and pick 8. So still fresh pack in terms of first time we've seen this pack. Happy to get a 2-drop in the deck. I've been searching low and high. I don't get to get what I'm after till the day I die. Courser's fine. Ox and Valor less fine. See, these are all whatever. You like Valor more? I still feel like we're low on creatures, and with I guess with an Armory we might want to, it's something we want to fetch. I feel like we'll get the Valors we want. How like what's the most number of Valors you could conceive of playing in a good green white deck? Yeah, so like maybe we'll have our chance at those anyway. We can take a Scaldy here over Champ. This I feel like I've never boasted with a champion ever. Whereas Scald, especially if we end up running the green, get us back a Fall of the Imposter, that seems fine. We'll do that. Hey, Braggart comes back. That's good. This was like the only white card we left in this pack. So to see, that's my memory anyway. My memory is sketchy, but I believe this was the only significant white card left in the pack that we passed. And to see it here is a good sign for us. Invoke the Divine. If we end up white-green, we're going to rather have the one that gets flyers as well. But this is not unplayable for us, and we're going to take it because of that. Slumber Mound's a little scary, but less so for us. I feel like if we're aggro, Slumber Mound's not our concern. We'll let other people worry about that. I'm going to cut Invoke for right now. I'll take a Longboat. Oh, this doesn't even get... The Armory doesn't get it. Never mind. I don't know if we're ever running a Longboat. But I also don't think we're running an Ox. Ugh. I don't hate our start, but I don't love it. We got some nice toe holds, but we need the early stuff. C's might see play here, but probably not. I'm going to cut those for right now. You like the spec on Ox suggests that I'd play a Plow if I got it. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Ox. I just can't imagine being happy to play that card. It would just but maybe I need to because we might have to. Here's a boaster I can get behind for this deck. There's also, yeah, Shepherd is another option. It has Foretell, so at least we can do something on 2 here. Yeah, maybe I need to give the Ox a chance in a deck like this. But it's Shepherd or Warrior, and then we hope to wheel, if we can wheel an Iron Verdict or a Warhorn Blast or an Oracle, great. If we are in green, I wouldn't even mind the Gladewalker. But yeah, we'll take Shep. I'm gonna put this in 2 to feel better about it, though. Early in pack 2, so we have our time to get 2s, but we sure need to focus on that for the style of deck we're trying to draft and for our current state of it. We got 1. There's 1. This is a 2 too, Robert, because look, I can foretell it. I'm gonna put these here. Let's put the Valkyries in 2 as well, and then we'll no problem. We're gonna cast these as 2, right? Oh yeah, good point. I was thinking this is 2s, but chat pointing out that we can get back either of these with it as well. It's not creatures. Oop. Well, white was ostensibly open, but not so much appealing in it here. We could take a Shimmerdrift Veil just to take some fixing, or Yorn. Yorn is the pick if we want to hedge green. We don't really have any snow permanents. I mean, it's really just a 3/3 vigilance for 3 for us. So maybe that's correct over Shimmerdrift Veil, but I kind of like the Veil. Yeah, Boaster, interesting as well. We don't know if we're red yet, but I do like this card. Haj likes Yorn. Anybody else? What do you think? What are you thinking? Yeah, true, Media. But we're not going to play both of these. And as much as tap lands are a bigger cost for aggro than they are for control, casting your spells. Oh, have you tried it? Mwah! Casting your spells. Like, we're not playing both of those tap lands, though, so it's all right. Well, people say Shimmerdrift Veil is not what our deck is doing. Again, our deck is attempting to cast spells. So I think Shimmerdrift Veil is exactly what our deck is doing, because it's trying to cast spells in 2+ colors. And Yorn is just so medium. I'm gonna go with my gut. Chat seems to be disagreeing with me on this one, but I love casting my spells, so I'm doing that. This is not a 2-drop. This is a 1-drop, but I hate it. This is not really a 1-drop. It's not even really a 2-drop. So yeah, Lindy, I guess we're kind of going a little bit bigger if we take Lindy, but it makes sense to me. Really? I have maybe I don't know how to use it yet, Media, but I feel like I slipped this. It just does not ever feel like it was worth the card to me. I'm going to take the big boy. Big girl. No, we could go Squash too, but I don't like Squash in white-red decks. It's a 5-drop. I'm not interested in the 5-drop, really. Unless we have to. I mean, we don't have anything else, that's fine, but it's not a priority here for me. I kind of want to see a deck from Media that uses code spells and the flying aura, not the flying aura, the aura that when it leaves play you get a flyer. I'm curious to see how what your tight lowdown decks are looking like. Well, If I'd known we had an Arctic tree line, maybe I'd let that that Shimmerdrift Veil go. But again, casting spells, it's real fun. We're being cut. I feel like we got, like, did I not cut white well enough? Like, what is going on here? I cut white so hard, and there's no white coming to us this pack. It's very frustrating. We'll take that, though. I guess so. Everybody, the Ox just sent the wrong signal. Siriana. Run amok for red aggro, but we're leaning a little more green here. We only have the one good red card. It is possible there's just not a lot of white, that for sure. But we're now at pick 5 and there's been like nothing, so I'm a little worried, that's all. So sword, I think, is the pick. I've been coming around, like, we're going long enough here that I think this is fine. And also we do have the armory if we end up red. I don't think we're going to be red, though. It's looking like green. Yeah, you think are we just are we so hard up for cheap drops that we're going to Sentinel here? I'm going to just sword it. I think sword is fine. It's not great because often you do need to cast it for 2, but casting it for 2 and equipping it for 3 onto flyers is solid. It's solid. So is Tall Guardian, but so is Masked Vandal. We're going to go with Vandal number 1 here. It's a 2-drop. I don't love to play on 2, but I will if I have to. And this is a better answer to artifacts and enchantments for the deck than Invoke the Divine is. And a Finn here, making me feel a little better, although there's also Battleshield Warrior. Finn is a 2-drop Battleshield Warrior. Very nice for what we're up to, but maybe we just need to Finn it. I like that for the attacking, but we are mid-rangey enough here that that I like the Finn. Recluse, Broken Wings, or Oracle. We're going to have our own flyers, so Recluse isn't as important to us, so I think we just take Oracle here. Broken Wings is fine. We've picked up a Vandal, and we already do have a Invoke if we really want it. I don't think we're playing that or that. Oops. This at this point. Feels like we are fully green-white. And I think with the green-white, I'm liking an Iron Verdict more than a Warhorn Blast. Of course, if we find the Go Wide uncommon, we're gonna want a Warhorn Blast, but I think first Iron Verdict in this deck over first Blast. Yeah, so we're probably not the only white drafter. There's maybe a Boros drafter out there, but feels like we cut white and it was open, and then maybe it's less open here, and we don't know if that's a competition for the color or the nature of these packs. It might be. I don't know. It's tough to say what's going on. We'll have to ask our drafters later, although blue-black has been pretty open. What do we not want to face? We don't want to face Kennel Master, Draugr, Boat. You think we'll ever play the Boat? I don't think we're ever playing the Boat. Don't we have one? We have one. We have a Boat. Let's take the Kennel Master. Yeah, I think that's the best card in the kind of the abstract. Well, we got a chance at an Ox. Oh boy. I still don't want to play this, but I'll take it. Yeah, maybe white-blue was the lane. I don't know what that deck is, though. Maybe we just had some white-blue sky, generic white-blue skies deck we could have gone for. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know that its thing is foretell synergy, but we're certainly not doing that, right? There's that Warhorn Blast mentioned as a wheel potential. There was some signs of openness in blue throughout the first couple of packs in terms of just where certain cards were going. It wasn't slapped in our face amazing blue, but it was more open than, you know, maybe even green. Green hasn't been that open. Blood Ski Massacre. Well, look, certainly white blue could have given us some rewards, but what are we going to do? We are getting worked over. I guess we get a pack mate. Whew! Pack mate. This was our pick one, Sigrid. Yeah, the green hasn't been flowing, but it's okay as long as the white is flowing, which has been medium, but, we'll take the pack mate. Well, I didn't see it. I got happy once I saw the pack mate. I was like disappointed, and then I saw the pack mate. Okay, whew, thank you. Pack mate is salvaged that pack. Pack mate indeed. Right on, Tron. Cheers to Tron. Yeah, passing an Icy hurts. We have a Masked Vandal, and we can play an Invoke if we want. Three tap lands. That might be too many. I don't know. 4 definitely is. 2 would be fine with me. I don't know if we want the third. Here's a Battle Shield Warrior that we could grab. Another Arctic Tree Line, but as said, not sure we want to even include the ones we have anymore. So I think we take a Warrior here and see if we can't wheel a Courser or a Verdict or an Outrider. I should move these out of here so that I would kind of put those in 2 as a joke. Yes, like maybe one of them in 2 as a way, like sometimes this will slot in at 2, but it's not really part of a curve out 2. Well, if we're an aggressive deck, which we're trying to be, you can reach a point where your ETB tapped lands are so dense that it's really hurting your aggressive approach. And there's a balance there between playing the duels and the powerful ETB tapped lands to both allow you to cast your spells and to do things powerful for a quote free slot. Using a land slot on a spell is pretty cool. But at some point, your win rate drops. Like if you gave me unlimited Arctic Tree Lines, that's an interesting question. If we had if the land station gave out Arctic Tree Lines, how many would you run? Hat called for a struggle, and we actually got it. So I'm with you. That's a good pickup for us because we're pretty low on interaction right now. You been talking to Tron? You figuring it out with Tron on how to appeal to the magic gods? Orvar is cool. Yeah, we could have had quite the blue deck, huh? Oh, it was you, Tron? Well, look, there you go again. Tron calling the shots. Tron's connection with the magic gods is strong, everybody. No, it was totally legit. I even said it out loud that Raven was signally for sure. Yeah, Orvar is quite the setup cost. It can do cool stuff though if you do it. Like struggle, right? You blue green. Somebody. It's not a terrible card, Media. Come on. Maybe suggesting the community overvalues Raven might be correct, but I think terrible is wrong. Skemfar, but and a Seeker, interesting. Shieldmate would be welcome, but I'm taking Interaction. Lindy, another second Lindy would be good as well, but Bound in Gold has to be correct. Yeah, a 3/3 flyer for 4 with some sequencing upside seems great. Totally worthy. So, Medi, do you not like these Valkyries? Do you hate our deck? I mean, if you don't like 3/3 flyers for 4... Well, I'm going to try and prove Media wrong. But they're often for 2 in the same way that the Raven is often for 2, you know? I mean, Raven, you eventually have to spend 4 total, I get that, but... Spirit... I don't know if we have the snow for it. We, of course, have the couple of snow lands. But this is snow permanents or snow lands? Snow permanent. Other snow permanents, but we don't even have other snow permanents, really. So I don't know if that's the card for us. But what is then? We can take another Oracle. We could take a Veil. Maybe this is where we sneak in a Veil. Oracle, though, is a card we can technically play on 2. You know, we can get it going on 2 at least. Yeah, is it worth it? Is that worth it? Maybe it's worth it because these aren't that good. Maybe it's just opportunity cost. Might wheel a Veil anyway. This is very whatever to me. All right, I'm going to take it on that strength. Green-blue land. Braggart. Or even a Sentinel. Do we need a Sentinel at this point, or do we need a Braggart at this point? I want more low drops, but I just don't think I want the Sentinel. I don't know what it's doing. We're not augmenting stuff that well here. Sword is okay. I'm feeling like I'm supposed to maybe take the Sentinel, but it just feels wrong to me. It enables Boast. How does Sentinel enable Boast? I don't know what that means. But we're probably not playing another Braggart. I don't know. Oh, is that? I thought Boast had to attack. Doesn't Boast have to attack? Maybe I don't even know Boast at this point in the format. Yeah, attacked. You can't be boasting about your non-attack. All right, here's a veil we can take over blast number 2. That's all right. You're in good company not reading cards around here. Well, right now we're playing it because we don't have playables. Like, we got maybe playing an Invoke the Divine, running Revitalizes to fill out the deck. I'll say this, Media, I don't think you're successfully communicating what you want other people to hear when you call the Raven terrible. I don't think it communicates successfully your actual feelings on the card. Man, red could have been there. I don't know. Like, what are you doing to me, Gauntlet participants? This is rough. Maybe you need a Wings of the Cosmos as... I mean, Snakeskin Veil is better for that job. Are we in Herald's Revenge? Ugh. I'm going to go with the Wings. It's really not great, but maybe it'll do something for us. Access a question. Yeah, Provoke's still here. Suggests red-white was a real option. Yeah, I can start doing hate drafting too. But honestly, there was nothing that powerful against us either. I don't know. Yeah, Arnie. Arnie would be good, right? Take Arnie from someone who's red-green. Now watch us get blown out by Arnie. I don't want to try splashing here. I want to stick to the... Yeah, no bombs, but... just enough solid creatures that I feel like we can potentially get there. And then, the Outrider actually wheels. And I think we need... the Outrider, a little extra beef at the top over the Iron Verdict. We have a Verdict and Bound and Fall. We can interact here. We have a Struggle. So we do have some interaction. So I don't feel that desperate to get an Iron Verdict, and I'm going to take the Outrider. Yeah, Siggy's interaction too. I missed it as a creature, but totally. Okay, Oracle. Technically playable. Technically. We doing snow? What do we care? What does anything in our deck care about snow? Probably just best to, but we're probably cutting this from, and we can cut Herald from anybody who happens to be black-green or a Snow Forest. Probably more likely that a Snow Forest is. We could also take the Sanctum and run it, question mark? Like, we do have a couple of legends. But... yes, I probably should have taken the... I think that... but I might not play the Spirit Bear. I don't know about that. Another Doomscar. We did. Yeah, French vanilla is a valid vanilla test. Because we are all pretty good at assessing keyword abilities on creatures, right? Well, this deck is medium at best. Let's see how y'all do against me today. I think I will play the Sanctum because we have some decent fixing for our colors. And making Sigrid indestructible wouldn't suck. Oh, 3 targets. Let's see. Finn, Sigrid, and who? Is there something else that becomes it? What am I missing? Oh, Vandal is technically a god, right. Good old shapeshifters. Okay, well, I'm going to cut the lands now just to see where we're at spell-wise. Let's also look at deck stats. 19 total creatures right now. Yeah, medium I think is fine. Like this is not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it's got playable cards and interaction and some, some very good cards too. You can get there. Yeah, I'm with you on not Warhorn Blast. Although you can start to think of Warhorn Blast as just a combat +2/+1 combat trick. I mean, heck, I'm close to playing Wings of the Cosmos here. Of course, Wings of Cosmos 1 mana, Warhorn Blast eventually is 5 mana total. Someone is calling. I'm going to say, if you're a real person, leave me a message. Even the not real people leave me messages now. The bots are getting super weird and smart out there. It's like, I thought I was talking to a telemarketer and it was totally a bot. Okie doke. So I don't think this is a Sentinel deck. We did end up with enough stuff to do low that I'm fine cutting a Sentinel. I don't even think this is necessarily the Spirit deck. It does fix us. Like, if we're out, if we don't have white, we can go fetch the tree line or whatever, but... let's see. Do we want 3 oracles? We can cut some of these creatures. I think we can cut one of these. And then one more cut. What's our worst creature? Or worst, we could cut a Wings of the Cosmos, I guess. Creature heavy here. Oops, not you. Those, yeah. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 green, 8, 9, 10. We definitely want one more green at least. But 7, 8, 9 white, 6, 7, 8, 9 green. Heck, maybe that's too much green still. Maybe they were right. I should do this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess 8 is plenty, right? In fact, yeah, 10-7 might be technically correct here. 10-7? You have double for Lindy. We really want Finn on time, though, if we have the mana, But we could end up in a spot where we're a little overloaded with green. Only 5 lands can really overload us with 6 can overload us with green, though. The dual lands are really great here. So I am going to run 3 tap lands in this deck. I also think we're not so hyper aggro that the 3 tap lands are going to be that painful. And I'm going to ship this to the client. Ah, come on. I want the sideboard closed. I hate this UI. This sideboard pop out, mess with your buttons thing. This needs some work, Wizards. Come on. This is a nightmare of misclicks over here. And let's see. I know we had some land redemptions, sleeves for Mama. Mama likes to remind everybody that these sleeves were won on the six win day for chat. They got a nice fat prize. And then so that's complete. And then Guilds Alliance lands. I don't know what the Ecumenopolis idea is, Molecule Man, but I know what Guilds and Alliance are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forests and 8 plains. We had, well, I've already marked it complete, but these are Guilds lands today. And we're going to call this Selesnya. We got some Oracles. We got some Valkyries. We're trying to, actually, let's make it around the Sanctum. We're trying to elevate some gods into indestructibles. What is it? Wait, is it? Okay, it gets a counter at least. So I can just sit here putting counters on, right? Like, is one mode of this card just adding counters onto your legends? Or how about just must be crazy? It fits in with the week, too. That was one of our songs in Groundhog Month. Yeah, it looks like we are running the Spirit as well. I mean, it'll help fix a little bit, so that's cool. Thank you, Hat. We're right there. Radiantware is up first. Here we go. Oh, magic gods, deliver me one win during this gauntlet, and I will remain forever true. As long as you keep delivering me one win per gauntlet. Let's see what y'all think of this one. Oh, I can get my chat back, too. By that, I mean I can put chat back on my main monitor, since I'm not showing you my full monitor. Nice. So I like this. Here's the Veil. I mean, I don't know if we would included a forest or a mount plains instead of the Veil, but I love that Veil has given us both colors to start here. Easy keep. Yeah, light on the votes. Everybody's too busy debating playability, I guess. 2 lulls, 1 person with some faith. Let's start with a Finn. Maybe Finn is just going to attack 5 times. 5 Finn attacks for the win. All right, deck. Give us a land, though. Don't mess around here. Please, land number 3. Any land you want. I don't care. Literally anyone in the deck, gods. Thank you, Magic Gods. Much appreciated. Now we can do a couple things here. I think I like... we can Iron Verdict or Struggle. And if we can leave up Snakeskin Veil or Verdict. That's the real question here. Or we could go... we can also do Shepherd and hold up Snakeskin, which might be interesting because if Finn dies, we'll be able to Shepherd it back. So I think I like Shepherd, hold up, Snakeskin. You like just play the 3-drop? What I was thinking is that I wanted to set up Snakeskin Veil on Finn blocking Horizon Seeker. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with my plan. I want to get that Horizon Seeker dead. We might cast it next turn, even. It's possible I just... Another thing we can do is block with Snakeskin, block with the Fin Bearer, just trade, don't bother saving it, and then get it back with a Shepherd. I'm also just thinking, though, that, yeah, that a 2/4 Death Touch is real nice on the ground. And then it becomes a 3/5 after Struggle, so there's a lot that we can do if we just leave this around here. I'm going to do it. It costs him a card. Might hold the Seeker back. Indeed, it does. Now we don't have our 4th land. That makes me want to foretell the Verdict and leave up white. And then if the Recluse attempts to get in past Finn, we can run the Verdict. Mike likes Foretell Struggle. Yeah, I guess Foretell Struggle means if we don't find another land, we can untap and be able to struggle Finn. And we could certainly take a smack from the Recluse and not be too out of it. But I do like... Yeah, that's true. Then, but I mean, Iron Verdict can kill the Recluse right now, is what I was thinking. And if we struggle, we're not doing anything else. I kind of like setting up to use all of our mana here. I'm going to do my plan. Foretell the Verdict. Expect that Radiant will send in Recluse and go ahead and be willing to use the Verdict on it. And if Radiant just doesn't attack, that's also fine. I'm going to go ahead and try to Verdict now before blockers. If Radiant does something to save the Recluse, then I am willing to block with Finn given the Shepherd play waiting in the wings. So Verdicting now to see what Radiantware has, if Radiantware has anything for it. Shen wants to block first. I want to know if I want to block before I block. Yeah, I suppose if we want to draw out a run amok, that would be a reason to do it that way. That's fair. But we can keep Shepherd waiting. Now we have Braggart. We can drop here instead. And I'm going to keep Finn back on D, I think. And just drop the Braggart. East Lake Struggle? I don't know. What's this, do you think? Maybe it's is this going to get countered? Oh, man.
I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking.
Thank you, Duncan. That's a slam dunk for you. We do have a shorter version of the Behold meme too, but I haven't plugged it in yet. So if anything gets beheld today, we're still gonna go long on it. Thanks, Tron. I appreciate my sweet viewers. All right, we got it. I mean, you could just go Batter Shield, Warrior, and Vandal or whatever, or even Foretell Struggle, but let's just get the Shepherd out. Well, everybody's been raving about this card. We'll see how it works out for them. I think that's where we are going to struggle. Do we want to trade Finn off for the Seeker, or maybe get the Finn bigger? I think we block, because we have our plan to struggle coming up, and this is going to cause Radiant to activate the Horizon Seeker, hopefully give him down to 1 mana and make it more likely that we're not going to get interrupted when we go for a struggle, although watch out for that another Frostbite. But I'm gonna trade here. I'm not expecting to win via poison or anything. The job of Finn is to defend early and get us to a late game where we think we can get there. Green being left says we are in good shape to not face anything to interact with struggle unless they specifically have Snakeskin Veil. Veil could get us. But at that point, the Shepherd still gets a +1/+1 counter and can still beat the Raven in the air. So even if it is a Veil, we should be okay here. Although now it means if it is a Veil, we don't have a clean attack into Raven and Sentinel, but Veil would make both flyers 4/4? Wait, what don't I understand about Veil? Oh, yeah, sure, they would have no, of course, right. Yep. That would at least still be a trade, though, and then we can get the Battle Shield Warrior down to start winning combat after that. So it still doesn't change much, and we're still going to try it. Although I could, yeah, let's try it. I mean, if this works, we're in such great shape. Although we can't attack this turn because we don't want to trade off. But we're gonna try. No pause, that's good. And nothing to get with the Vandal yet, actually. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, exactly. If they had the Veil, they would have landed with my 4/4, their 4/4, staring at each other. And then we can bring in the Battle Shield Warrior and start making a 5/5 over their 4/4. Of course, then you got a 3/3 attacking into a 4/4. It's complicated. All right, are we racing? We can race. Do we play the no value Vandal to get some extra race capability? Probably. I think to deal with this clock, we gotta really go wide. All right, no blocks. Scary. And worst draw on our deck. Thanks, deck. Gonna leave the Sentinel, the Vandal back to block. Although we could be in a spot where we're chumping, of course. But we can still send in these two. Because I had two? I don't know. Why are you not playing your land? I'm still representing something. And we do have ways to draw cards, although not amazing, but like if we drew a wolf, we'd want to make sure we can cast anything we drew off of it. Oh, thanks, yeah. Gotta watch out for that. Cannot get through here, but good to see that Radiant has stopped sending at us. Oh, did I empty my hand last time? Well, to be fair, I also just play lands unconsciously. There's only so many heuristics I can track while I'm doing all this, and certainly playing lands without really thinking about it is one of the things that I do that is not perfect for my optimization, but is what ends up happening when I'm distracted by all the many things going on here. In general, my heuristic, though, is to play because of the card draw stuff, and I often think that holding, like, if you're playing against black, I like holding lands a lot better for the Skull Raid factor. But if I'm not expecting a Skull Raid, then my default is to play it out. But you're probably right that I could at least keep it in hand. Well, that's a heck of a pickup. But
your friend here is only mostly dead.
If the cavalry gives the Cinderheart Giant haste, and they send in everything, we have to decide how to block, but probably it's Outrider and Vandal on Giant, take the Sentinel, and hope that Shepherd lives. But yes, the note of the copy land is going to make this tough. I mean, they can make haste and send Sentinel and Giant, but then that, of course, we're saying would not be great for them. Now the real problem is that Radiant gets to untap and duplicate the Giant, and then I think we're kind of dead. Yeah, exactly. That's what two attacking Giants next turn is gonna get us, I think. So what do we have here? We have swing away and force some blocks and pump and then drop an Oracle that can absorb some of the Giant. We could leave two back. What if they can't block with the no, this is just bad. Bad situation. So we have to give Radiantware a chance to make a mistake. I don't think Radiantware will. I think we have lost this game. But the way to potentially win is to give Radiantware a chance to well, yeah, okay, what's your plan, Mike? Are we gonna is our plan that Radiantware makes a mistake in blocks right now, or is the plan that Radiantware makes a mistake on attacks next turn? And Shen is saying Oracle and we're just barely not dead on board, but what does that do for us? Lindworm doesn't even get there. So then okay, so we play the Oracle, we stay back on D. Yeah, if they kind of have to block the Rider with the Giant, right? Or they have to at least put it on the Sentinel. Attacking with the Angel is a chump attack. Not attacking with anything is waiting to die. That's what that, like, again, we're kind of debating how to lose this game. and it's like You know what I mean? And I just don't see how we win by playing Doomstar Oracle passing unless Radiantware makes a terrible mistake and top deck's nothing but land. So right. So since we're basically dead, I'm going to swing away. I think this is the best. No, I don't. I don't. In all cases, no matter what line we take, we are asking Radiantware to make a mistake here. And I don't think Radiantware is going to make a mistake here. But then the question is, if Radiantware does make a mistake, what's more likely? Making a mistake in blocks here? Like, I don't know, maybe Radiant does something, puts the Cinderheart Giant in front of the Outrider. I don't know. Like, Radiantware is not going to do that. But the point is, if something happened here and we could kill the Cinderheart Giant dead, then and make Radiantware get nervous and make a mistake here, then, well, Maze of Death says it's the only real option if what we want to do is die in one extra turn from now. Right? That's what I'm saying. Maze of Death, the Oracle and Pass is the only real option to extend the game by a turn. But then what? It doesn't do anything. Hooray! We are not dead, but we're staring at 2 7/6s or whatever, right? Or maybe just one, like we'd find a block or something, but this is not particularly super winnable here. But even that's not, like, trade for both giants, then we still have a, yeah, second giant's an 8/7, they have trample. Like, I just don't see it. I just don't see how waiting does it. But let's see, if we had Oracle out, we can technically trade with 2 giants, but then we're taking a Sentinel, and then they have 15 trample for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I guess we could technically. But then, like, I think everything we have would be dead. And they would have a Sentinel, and we would be at 2 life. Or, like, yeah. Yeah, top decking Sigrid maybe is now what I should play for. That's pretty interesting. I didn't really think about Sigrid in the deck. That's fair. I should practically scoop and let Radiant off the hook, but I like that I'm at least making Radiant sweat here. Well, Sigrid gets rid of one of them entirely, right? So, I mean, cleanly getting rid of an 8/7 Trampler seems like a strong start to surviving. Then we need something else. Something about hand grenades. Yeah, here, let's do this. All right.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Scaring you is all we could come up with, Radian. What is up? Now my buttons aren't working? Come on, at least let my buttons work. Wow, Stream Deck is crapping out on me. Hold on. Now will it work? You get a free meme as I test my buttons again. Ugh, what is going on? All right, well, Stream Deck is just like, no. Same as it ever was. Let's try a different scene. How about old school buttons? Do these work? Nope. I've just got Stream Deck dead. Dead deck. I'll worry about it later. Manual time. Back to it. Pablo, aka Quantum Optics, up next. Note 2, which is a real bummer, but the cool land and all the fixing makes me want to keep this anyway. Quantum on a mulligan. All right, no 2 for us, so we'll at least throw this out. And I guess I'll put it on white, given that we have drawn another forest and our deck is mostly white. Glimpse, a nice recovery card on a mulligan. Not that it gives you 2 cards or anything, but at least some card quality is nice after that. Well, just Courser. You're late, Seeker. You are so late. Oh my gosh, if we were attacking with a Seeker right now, how much better off would we be? I hate the 2 drops showing up on 3. If Quantum kills the Courser, though, and doesn't exile it, we can at least go Valkyrie Seeker next turn. And if not, well, we get a 3/2 flyer. That's fair that we lose a green source when we sack this, but also we only need 1 green, I think, so we're fine. I'll start with an attack in case this dies. Nope. So we'll go ahead and try for a Valkyrie. I don't know if there's counter here. Well, whatever. It is what it is. This is what we're trying.
I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking.
Well, Vandal can get something if they drop a target. I think we just want to bear 4/4 here. Not super amazing. Really want to do something sweet with this, but you don't always get that. We're going to just send in the Courser. And make a very boring 4/4 for 5. Yep, we're close to firing this off for some value. All that open mana is scary, though. We could just go for Oracle Seeker here. I like that better. Let's send in and see what they want to do, and then drop a couple creatures. That is acceptable. We can't get any of our ground creatures above 3 toughness to survive a tangle with the Rune Eyes, so we can keep that in mind. Maybe we'll find a different draw. Like, ideally, we draw, like, the wolf, like a pack mate. Give me a pack mate, and then we can go pack mate, and the turn after that, fire off that land, you know? Shepherd is nice. It allows us to offer up Story Seeker and know we can get it back. And also, we can potentially put this on it, which is better. Yeah, we can do land on Courser and Seeker and swing all, and then everything's a trade. That would allow them no, they can't get 3 dead off of that. Yep. Land ability, I doubt, is an instant. Yeah, that would be too powerful. But we can also just send in and get the Shepherd bigger, which is appealing, although it's flying anyway. All right, I'm with you. Let's do that. We'll do it. We'll fire this off, especially with them being mostly tapped down. I mean, let's see. I'm not sure when I'm playing around with 2 black, but I'm going to do this. I don't like throwing it here because it's like double lifelink or whatever, but it does set up our Shepherd nicely, and we can even suspend the Shepherd. I say suspend all the time, you know what I mean. You say don't send the 3/2, but I don't care if they trade. If they want to trade Rune Eyes for the 3/2, isn't that fine? Oh no, then they can just chump there and get the 3 cards. Yeah, you're right. We don't. I was thinking they couldn't draw. I thought I did the math to see that they couldn't, but you're right, they can. So we don't want to do that. Pablo, not sure about this block. I get it. But I also like that we get to do this now and Shepherd back the Seeker next turn. What have we got in here besides that? Stalwart Valkyrie could also Vandal away something nasty still, even if we bring back the Seeker. That's what I was looking at. Is that a real thing they've announced, Comrade? Because it's long overdue. That was on our short list of sets to remaster. When I was on the Magic Online team, I worked in R&D, but I was really part of the Magic Online group, and I was on the design group that made the first remastered set. We remastered Tempest for, well, actually the first remasters really are like the original Masters editions on Arena, on a Magic Online. But anyway, the looks like Pablo's maybe stuck here. Anyway, Time Spiral is just an obvious choice also to remaster. All right, sorry, let's go here. Let's attack. Played the land again, didn't really talk about it, but I was looking at the math of 2 and 4, although of course we're not going to cast the Vandal this turn, so I could have held the land, I guess. And we are against black, where we're holding lands against Skull Raid is real. But let's go ahead and Shepherd now and get back more action. We can get the strong... Ooh, I forgot. We can get the land back. That was mentioned in the draft. I just forgot about it here. And I think we do want the land. And I'll play the Vandal. Now they're going to, of course, play something I want to get. But I played the land because we might want to throw some counters on here with it. Or played the Vandal because I can see us putting a count, making it a 2/4. Oh, auto-tapped to Oblivion. Sorry, Pablo. We've all been there. Oh, it looked like you had it anyway. Good work. Nice, nice. Just in terms of getting wide, even if Vandal is a 2/4 bouncing off a 1/3, if you get everything with at least not suicide attacks, you can just attack more. But Outrider maybe says we can wait and do it up after we make a 6/6 Vigilant Lifelinker. But yeah, we can just do the 4/3. We can just make 2 big ones and ship. That's fair too. Even this also bounces there. Yeah, I'm overthinking. I kind of want to get this. I like the idea of getting this going, but you're right. At 8 life, I need to get on with it, right? Let's just pressure, pressure, pressure. Me too, Darkstar. I've been on quite the losing streak here. Trying to break it right now. Hopefully we can get there. I'm going to send in and see what Pablo's got. Brace yourselves. Ready to keep my hair this week? Maybe? Don't do it to me, Pablo. Or just one of the two. Kill one of them. That's fine. No! Well, we want to top, right? Well, I guess with this one, what's owner's hand? And then, yeah, we want Shepherd on top for sure. So we'll take the action. And we'll play out the hand here. Wait, can we? Oh, we can Outrider and Foretell. Let's do that. A little telegraphed. Foretelegraphed. If we send in, it's a must block. So let's send in with both and at least get in with the Vandal. Although if we send in with both, they could chump eat. So maybe just send the Outrider here. And at least get rid of Tegrid. Sacrifice a non-permanent or discards a permanent card. Yeah. Let's force a chump or a yeah, chump. Probably just a chump here. And then maybe they have something for Tegrid after. Because yeah, Tegrid's Shadow would wreck us bad. But I'm gonna send this and get one of the two. Now, we've been talking about the land, but maybe go wide is better here. It sets up basically three lethals. Yeah, but so does this. I'll do this. Mike says 2/2. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to do that. Get the 2/2. This just land is so powerful. Oh, well, that makes things easier. If we fire this off, do we still have that? We even still have Sigurd after firing this off. Okay. So I'm going to do here and here. Is making the flyer bigger unnecessary? I think I just want to make the ground bigger. Like, the reason putting one here would be if there was some common way to gain a life, you know, like if it was pretty easy for Pablo to get to 4 life here or whatever. I could, of course, play Sigrid, but as it is, we win right now. I'm not going to do anything until Pablo does something to make us not win. All right, so now, since he's done something to make us not win, we can get rid of the Frostpire. Yeah, true. Vigilance helps with the Iron Verdict, and there is white here, but it's very unlikely that someone is splashing an Iron Verdict for their white splash. Right. Oh, right. My Stream Deck is dead, so I gotta go. You gotta be patient with me. I gotta manually do all this stuff, and it's... I don't even know where they are. You have any, like, oh my god, there are so many. I found it. I found it.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Yeah, I guess we could have Sigurded the Shepherd, but I'd rather just get their blocker. That seems like fancy play, Scraggy. Like, we can do it, it does something, but not, you know. Good game, Pablo. Oh, and this moved again. Great, because, you know, I love that when that happens. Oh, jeez. Streaming life. I'm gonna have to turn off meme redemptions. It's literally like, okay. You want to see what I'm using right now to do memes here? I'll go left monitor. Oh, the trouble is if I go left monitor, I can't show you. I'll do a meme count. Here's how many I'm sorting through. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's too many to count. It's many. It's multiple dozens. It's like over 30 that I'm scrolling through trying to find. Tech. Thank you, Tech. All right, we've got a first timer, Roland Shade. That means I probably need to add a buddy. See if that works. It never does. All right, I'm going to quit because that usually makes it work. While that's reloading, I'll find You're Mostly Dead. Maybe, if I can find it somewhere. Oh my god, there's so many.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Oh my god, I just finished counting. Wow. I didn't even know. Did not even know we were at that point. $63. I just counted 63 memes that I'm scrolling through trying to find the buttons for. Wow. All right. Rolling Shade, here we go. You'd make a nice meme for the 69th one, sure. I barely do remember that, but I suppose it's true. I'll keep. Let's see, probably just the Packmate. Go for beef over Oracle. Next turn, I think I'll just hard cast Oracle or Courser, depending on what Roland does here. We found one of our snow drafters at the table. Feels unlikely they're going to block our Oracle with this Sculptor, but they may do something to end up with something big enough to block our Oracle, so perhaps just... could even just go Packmate here, but I like a hard cast of the Courser here. I think I'm going to go in the air. Yeah, I should have played Forest, and then we have more options like Packmate, hold up Veil, which is one reason that was kind of off the table for me, is that I didn't play the right land. I didn't really think about it. I should have. But I also like hard casting our 3s on 3. This can fit in anywhere. Rolling with the Dream. Turn 3 Glittering Frost after a turn 2 Sculptor into a follow-up play. That's very nice. Could just go Braggart here. I'm going to start with an air attack, of course. Although Braggart, in order to be good, requires some mana, and we have other things to do with our mana right now. So maybe Packmate Foretell set, and we'll come up with the Braggart later when we actually have the mana to spend, the extra mana to spend on the boasting. Doesn't look like an elf. Looks like, I don't know, David Bowie. Braggart early does allow us to get it going sooner. That's fair. But you can see what I mean about mana. Like, we're going to do stuff next turn with a bunch of mana and then Braggart. I like even if we draw a basic land, Doomscar Oracle into Braggart. I'd be down with that. All right, let's do that. Still have a safe fly in here. So I'm going to start with that. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever played it. I've had somebody play it against me, and I think maybe they used it once. They tapped once or something, but yeah, they have 3 mana up, but it was, I mean, safe as far as we can tell. Like, not going to play around tricks we don't know about. We have a Snakeskin Veil anyway. With a basic land next turn, we would have Oracle on 3, Braggart, Boast with Veil up. That is a lot of options if we can pull that out, pull that off. If not, we could do it without Veil up, depending on... But the thing is, a 4/4 with Veil is a 5/5 that can actually attack through the Kinseekers if we have the chance. I'm a little worried about all this mana. We may just lose the game right here. Shapeshifters are everything. All right, we got to rebuild. But fortunately, these oracles will help us do it with some extra life. I'm going to go Oracle, and then start double spelling next turn. And that will rebuild us from the damage we're about to take. We can get some of that back right now. I guess we could go Flyer too. I'm going to... Yeah, this is a fine start, right? Get 2 of it back now. 4 next turn. Yeah, double block threat on the 3/5 if we want to do it. I mean, if the 3/5 comes in, are we blocking? I kind of don't want to if they offer. At least not yet. Yeah, we're getting wrecked by the blue copy land, huh? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I just gotta take it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 untapped. If we find a basic, we know we have Packmate Courser, which would be ideal. All right, so we got that. I don't need to play it yet, though. Let's go first, just the pack mate. Valkyrie. We actually don't have creature in the yard right now, so we're going to do the coarser play. Yeah, soon enough, fuel. Because we are up against it. But only mostly. Oh, look at me. I gotta like turn my stream deck away, or it's just I'm gonna be pressing useless buttons all day. Rolling degrees with you, Jinx. And now we've got to 7, 3, 4, 5, 6. What a frustrating triple block here, because it's a true 3-for-1. We can't even triple block and have it be a 2-for-1. So, and these are indestructible. So, kind of need to throw away some stuff. Like, how do we live if we don't trade for this? I don't think we can win here, but like we have to. It starts with trading off for the summoner. It's just a real bad one because it's a legit 3-for-1. Chumping is no answer. That's not bad. And we can certainly, let's see, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can get. Unfortunately, we can't Valkyrie, Braggart, and Verdict. We can only Valkyrie, Braggart, and Veil. I decided to save the Oracle for the land, for the life. I don't know if Packmate, like Packmate and Oracle are the same on how they trade. But yeah, let's go. We gotta go with that, right? Go Braggart. We need 2 creatures here, or we're just dead. Yeah, Valken Verdict, that would have been okay too. Here we are, though. I'm going to keep going. The play is made. And hopefully Veil can do something for us. We have, I guess, a little more green would be all right. Yeah, that's true. Verdict on the 5/5 better than the Valkyrie. And obviously got to take the Sentinel. We need to try to find a 1-for-1 trade with a double block and then a chump. Like this. Mike likes this line. Boggart on 3/5 and Veil it. What is that? What a Braggart, but what is that? Oh, I mean, it live, sure. That's a good point. I mean, we could do that there and it would live. Let me rethink here. It doesn't kill anything though. And we'd still be, then we'd just be chumping elsewhere. I think we have to let these through and go to 1 and just block these. So I'm going to go with chump and choose. Which one of these do you let us keep? Yeah, that was an option. This was all pretty rough though, gang. Like like, once again, just kind of in a spot where we didn't really have the tools. Anything we can do here, of course, we can verdict, you know, haha. We've got Snakeskin Veil, but we did. Sorry, gang, the memes are going to be light today. It is really just too difficult for me to sort through 63 randomly inserted memes looking for the right one. It'll be worse TV than... the payoff wouldn't be worth it. Oh. Can you... Oh my god. Tilting. Not even about results. All right. Can I... Well, I'm going to lock this and see if that helps. I feel like my rec... Except then I can't change it. Or can I? All right, I can change it. 2 and 1. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. That's where we're at. Good games, Roland. Good game. All right. Saitama next. Sounds good. I can't win at this format no more, so I think you guys are going to crush me at this format by the end of the series, and maybe I'll get a haircut. I don't know. I feel like nothing I do matters in this format. I just do a bunch of stuff and then lose. I do have a win today, but in general, I've just been feeling that way. Like, all right, I'm casting magic spells until I lose. Yep, that's what happened. This is not keepable. That's not helping me at all. 5 and a 6 and a response is not a keep. Not a keep. This is better, though. Got to keep the struggle. Seekers are early play. Verdict is more removal. Probably one of these two. I guess we send the Braggart. It's not amazing, and it's quite easily we could find one more land and be stuck for a while, in which case we'd love to have these cards. Thank you, Jinx. Gifting subs, very nice. They call me the Seeker. Do, 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 do. I'll offer Seeker for Seeker and then drop a Courser. Certainly did not expect to find another white-green drafter at the table. And I tell you, Saitama, if you took my uncommon gold bomb, I shake my fist at you. That's ruining everything. We can verdict it, though. Yeah, this is annoying. But we do have answers. Definitely hard to beat. We can kill it, which would help us beat it. I also got to remember it. Easy to stop doing the math, losing track of it. Yep. Struggle costs 2 and does 1 less damage. And it's not one that warns you, right? That would be neat if they did that, but basically this, I don't, as a designer, I do not love auto counter because it, I prefer, like, can't, you know, hexproof or whatever, where it's like, if you tried it, your opponent would say, that's illegal, you can't target hexproof things, and you go, oh, you bring it back to your hand, right? The trouble with this system is that it doesn't warn you, you just cast right into it and it counters it. We do have the ability to Scald. Sword would not get us a flyer, but we can sword and equip, which doesn't suck. And then if they kill the sword, we can then get it back with Scald. And we still have the struggle for 1. So I like sword, equip, struggle. You say just the 4/4 for now? I'm doing my line. I like this. Yeah, but this gets us going now. Oh, that's right. I forgot because my own we were trying to talk about it and I immediately forgot, of course. But we'll still go on the flyer, and at least we're not going to waste it, right? Whew. My brain lasts for about 10 seconds, gang. About 10 seconds, and then I forgot whatever I said. So, good news, we can struggle for 1 single mana and deal 5 damage to something. No, we were 1 away from the angel because of the cost reduction on the courser, which maybe means I should have kept it. I don't know, I just feel like we also might lose the sword and then we can get it back, but I don't know. This does get us a big attack right now. If we don't draw the land, then we'll be like, okay, well, you've got a 4/4 that is against a bunch of chumpers. I don't know. I was certainly enamored with the idea of getting this big enough to do real damage, especially in the face of the shield. It's a 4/3, it's guaranteed, it's attacking right now. Oh, neat. Mike with the weird combo. Courser plus the rare that lets you cast runes for a single generic mana. And then Courser making them subsequently purely free. So must block, all right. I mean, I guess that did something, but like, that's the thing. Like, when this card works, it's like a 1-for-1. Don't love it. But here we can struggle. And struggle to 3/2, and or we can even save the struggle and just Scald now. Although again, I kind of want to wait, like Scald now with the bound in gold. Which card? Dark Star. There's also this, but I want a second creature for that, right? Yeah, that's true. They have this as well. Very interesting. Saitama! I was the green-white drafter, not you. Oh yeah. I try not to play that card. but it does do something sometimes. All right, let's do this. I like struggle and try to get in there with the courser. Maybe. I mean, they could have their own enchantment artifact removal. Oh boy, my kind of day, let me tell you. Oh boy, I did it. I told you I forget. I don't remember it. I hate this design. I mean, I'm not going to be salty about it. I just am going to say, I told you, I hate this design because of that. Yeah, sorry, Darkstar. But, well, at least we get this back. Yeah, that's the other thing. I saw it was cheaper, and then it wasn't cheaper, and etc. God. Yeah. It's my own brain, though. I mean, you hear me literally talking about it, then literally talking about how I'm going to forget it, and then literally forgetting it. So at least I'm right. Hey, gang, I can't remember this kind of stuff, and I don't like this design. Watch me forget. Ryan forgets. Why did you? What do you care about? What's? Are we reanimating? What are we even getting? Oh, because of the flyer. Gotcha. Yeah. Wasn't thinking about that. Totally legit. That's all right. If we draw that flyer, I'm just going to use this land, and we'll do the land thing anyway. Oh, they absolutely could, Ashley. It's just a matter of will they, right? I don't know what's going on, but I know that we can't just sit around taking this. I know this doesn't work at instant speed. I kind of feel like this is our death knell. But if we don't block, what's our plan? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like they could if it is pumped, they could get us to 3 anyway. No, we have to block and just probably dead. I could block a small one in case it's something that only gets the yeah, like if we blocked a small one, it doesn't trade. But the point is, we need to block the big ones. That's what's going on here. And I have a blocker, but I don't have a Bound in Gold because I'm actually remembering this time. That would have been funny, I got to admit, if I had cast Bound in Gold a second time to only be countered. But I am going to equip here. We have a chump, or we have a trade. All right. How are we dead on board? I don't understand how we're dead on board. Oh, the land, yeah, thanks. Well, this is absolutely how this set is going for me, and I'm not a very happy Magic player these days. I shot myself in the foot a couple times there, but I'm just saying this is how this format's going for me, and I am loathing it. Kind of want to just say, let's go shopping. You can have the final 3 wins, and can I quit? Can I leave? Can I be done? Here, let's go. I'll get Mama a puppet and sign off. Oh, it would have worked? What? I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. I thought I actually learned from my mistake. Oh wait, we just did that. Wait, who's it now? Because I skipped somebody, right? Is it? Well, I'll try. Let's see if Papa is ready. What? Where? Papa is ready. Well, that's what I'm reading. So I cancel this? What's going on? Prove it. Prove it, Papa. Oh, look, another medium hand I don't like. Great. I'm going to keep it on the strength of the struggle, but we don't really have much going on here.
I said, sub.
Thanks for the sub. Well, like the only place I remember turning down a 2-drop in the draft over something where it was like debatable was the spell land. Where did you remember places in the draft where I issued 2-drops over stuff that if I had stayed on the 2 plan we would be better off? I'd have to rewatch the draft. Well, I'm talking about today, true. Sorry, gang. I'm just losing steam here. Having trouble caring. Release a new Magic set? Thank you, Siriana. I appreciate it. Let's see. Packmate has good attacks. Tapped out. Can even send, and we could send the Seeker too. Why do we not want to send the Seeker? I kind of want to send everything. They could trade. They could double block if they want to get rid of the Finn. I'm swinging team. But one thing I have to do here is, stop being a negative Nancy and bringing down chat and do my level best to make good decisions and definitely do what I just started to do there, which is as I'm feeling down, feeling frustrated by this format and this game right now. It's been a rough week. It's not just today, gang. It's been a very tough week, even since last Saturday. Like last Saturday at the Open through now has just been awful for me with Magic. It's been awful. Like I've really had a bad week and it feels bad. But what I started to do is be like, I'm feeling bad. What I'm going to do is just look at chat and wait for Mike to tell me what to do. Then I don't have to think anymore. I can just do what Mike says until I'm dead or I win, right? And like, no. Come on, Ryan. At least frickin' play some Magic and get yourself out of this. All right, so what's... I guess we want to kill the Berserker. This is dies into something if it gets bigger and has... It's just the better creature, right? So clear switch there. Yeah, Darkstar, a little worse than me. Last night I went... Oh, is it 03 into 03? I think it was 03 into 1-3 last night. All with decks I thought were fine. Again, I'm lost. I'm not in the best mindset right now, true, but I know you're just trying to help, and I will look at my 2-drop drafting in the future and see if it helps me turn things around. Maybe I just got to start, maybe next time I'm going to force red-black Berserkers. The last time I felt like I had a handle on this format and was actually doing something from game to game is when I felt like I was finding my way into Berserkers every time. Although that wasn't a force, that was just like removal coming our way and stuff. Well, we can go fetch a Snowland. Goes into our hand, so we could even then foretell the struggle and set up for Lindy next turn. I think offering Outrider for Reaper is okay here. We could just send the Packmate and say, if you're going to make a trade here, you've got to trade with our Packmate. I do. Yeah, we do, don't we? I feel like we do. Didn't we end up with like a forest? Maybe we didn't. That's a good point. I thought we had one untapped Snowland, but maybe I'm making that up and we took something else. In that case, maybe we should go... I think we still need to do it just to ensure Lindworm next turn. And given that we do have a Lindworm coming around the corner, let's go ahead and send in, offer the Outrider. 5-drop for 4-drop. It's a pretty reasonable trade. And then we get Lindwormy. On some level it is, but if it's like in the way you're talking about, Queen, this should be a set for me too. But I think the swinginess is just different for us. Yeah, it looks like I had one and then didn't take it. It doesn't matter. We're not splashing anyway. They're basically the same card. I think what Queen means is that it's a very complicated format that has a lot of decks that lead to these grindy end game states where being a brilliant magic mind and being able to see the matrix and everything is just going to help you succeed. But I also think the variance that we are all experiencing is another thing that would also make it harder for Luis, too. I'm not... like... That's my guess at what Queen meant. I shouldn't speak for Queen, but I at least am saying that I think that was what she meant. Struggle before boast. Yeah, I definitely want to kill this thing. Sorry, I was checking up with chat, but let's do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. What are they getting back with boast? Yeah, this is 2. We don't want another Reaper. I am with you on... I wish we had... If we had struggled... Foretold we'd be able to have spend 7 here. It's unfortunate to only do one thing this turn, though. That being said, I do think it's the correct thing to try. We may also face some response with those open mana, but let's try. Well, did I? So I got what you were saying right. I translated your comment correctly, is what I'm saying. That is basically what you meant, right? Oh, they got back their clerics anyway. I don't think the set is top to bottom like that. I think there are definitely decks in this format that are the hyper complicated LSV type stuff we're talking about, but obviously there's really strong aggro in the format as well. Well, gonna offer up the pack mate because we have Lindy behind, and what else are we doing anyway? I didn't want to send both because then Papa could have just accepted 4 and eaten the spirit. That didn't seem right. I could hold land. I don't want to hold lands. I'm going to make more white land, though. You like 2 creatures? That's fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We didn't quite have it, though. And this entered tapped anyway. All right. Wow, endless Reapers for Papa, but we should have, quote, the win, question mark? Let's find out. Oh my goodness. One more win, at least. Can I at least keep you from the store? Maybe. Again, I was going to go find a meme, but the memes are just too tough for me to find without my, my automator working. I top decked your top deck, Papa. Sorry. Oops, that's not what we're doing. The bucket. Just because Media strongly disagrees with you doesn't mean you offended nobody. Media's got strong opinions. And also, again, I think we can see what you were saying. There's nothing, like, whether you paint the whole format with that one brush is one thing, but certainly your comments about the potential for complexity around here are fully real. Yeah, that would have been fun, Papa, if he'd picked up my fin and done the death touch, beat me with poison. That would have been cool. Why not? Yeah, it's totally fair, Queen. If you're feeling overwhelmed by this set, that's a real thing. That is not, quote, just you or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and suspend this. This Berserker on 2 is scary as heck. Can't be bad because pros love it. I mean, let's just agree that Magic enjoyment is a subjective thing like so many other things, and this set is going to be in some people's wheelhouse, and it's going to be something other people look forward to going away. That's all right. Well, I don't love that we have nothing to get with the Vandal, but at this point I think we need to Oracle into Vandal to have a board presence here. We could... this Berserker is hyper scary. I don't know what we're going to do about it, because even these two creatures don't do anything about it. Well, I mean, this can block this, but what I mean is it doesn't get us any closer to stopping a 5/5 dragon from showing up in a couple of land draws. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, Hat. Like, anybody who is talking from their own perspective, of course a set's bad or good depending on whether you like it or not. Yeah. Jinx now just trying to get snap banned by me. I'm too deflated today, Jinx. You can just go ahead and bash on Dominaria all day and I'll just let it slide. I am going to go for the double block here. I mean, not double blocking. I'm blocking both. See what happens. Ah, that stinks, but it was still a 1-for-1. We traded a Mists for our Oracle. Trouble is we still have an active Firewalker. We now have fodder for a Valkyrie, but I think we want to go fetching a Snowland with the Spirit. We can potentially threaten a double block on the Berserker. Now, if they play a basic land, they're going to get their dragon, but maybe we can at least just keep it to one dragon and kill the Berserker. So we have to... yeah, I'm not worried about trading the Firewalker. I'm really worried about trading with the Berserker. Trouble is, Spirit doesn't get the +1 unless we play a Snowland, which we don't even have yet. Oi! So we're kind of just in serious trouble here. Probably facing 2 dragons. Like our whole hope now is that Bucket somehow doesn't have a 5th mana source. That's a slim hope to be riding on. But that's our hope. You want 3-drop? We could also I mean, this is bigger, although this trades with the... Yeah, I guess we set up to trade the one we want off for the Firewalker. Then we even have Master Scald to straight block the Berserker. But Batter Shield Warrior blocks what? This has First Strike. That's a critical part of this here card. So if we double block, they First Strike the Warrior, and then Vandal doesn't get there. I mean, it's rare. Like, we're just getting... this is a Prince format. Oppo has dropped one of the better rares in the format on turn 2 on us, on turn 2. All right, that's fantastic news. The bucket is, in fact, short a land. That is just so lucky for us here. And still, it's so lucky because if they, and now they have the 5th land, but now our whole big play is, whew, we can only limit them to 1 dragon. Thank goodness, only one dragon. Although we could just go Master Scald, but getting the Spirit seems fine. They're getting the land from the Spirit. This blocks more stuff. Like if they can do something to increase the Berserker, this would be block more stuff, but no, I don't even know what that is. Well, the good news is they pump spell, they can't make a dragon. I mean, they need to spend all their mana on the dragon, so we had that at least. Hey, look, we can try and get him. Let's see, the land is 2. Hey, can you... Wait, we said we could target changelings, but we can only make them indestructible, right? I can't target the Vandal because it's not... I can't target the Vandal with the +1 ability because it's not a legend, right? Because Legendary is a super type, it's not a type? Okay. So that's not really a fantastic play in the end. We have nothing there for us to get. Indestructible might be worth it here, really, except we still need to deal with the air. I think we play Valk and then Pridemate. Let's start with Pridemate and then follow the Valk. Ooh, that'll be nice. That's one way to get rid of a dragon, and one nice thing about getting rid of a dragon with Sigrid is that as a token, it's never coming back. But we're going to add a flyer. You're on notice, neighbors. Rocket is on the job. Welp. There's the Liberator we passed, pack 1, pick 1. I wonder if Bucket was right downstream from us, because it seemed like among the better picks in the pack remaining after we took our Sigrid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 would not allow Sigrid and Scald, so I'm just going to Veil here for some more green. And I'm gonna send... Well, Packmate doesn't do anything. We don't even have attacks. Yuck. Another rough-looking Sitch. Sigrid maybe gets us out of it, but we're still pretty light in the air. And Raider, we're gonna have to just... Like, the Raider's gonna get in for, like, 5 when the Liberator attacks and boasts. And then that means really the Valkyrie has to block the Mistwalker, or else we're just dead. But at least if they attack with the Mistwalker, it's a bounce with the Valkyrie, or a trade. A bounce or a trade. We're not chumping. Let's see if this even lands first. And this probably is going to lead to a trade. Bucket's probably just going to trade these off, and... Oh, maybe not. All right. They're both still lethal, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, with a double Mistwalker, I think I would have just traded off, but it doesn't really matter. They got it all here. Yeah, thanks. Hey, we found our bound. Too late, though, unless we can get some life, right? I mean, they have pumps. Well, we bind the... Yeah, trouble is double pump means a single Mistwalker is lethal, and so unless we can get him to block a Mistwalker, block with the Mistwalker and somehow kill it, we're done for. So let's give an attack, though. No, Scald can't get nothing. Yeah, they got this one. Sorcery speed. We're just dead. This is just a desperation swing. But we can't win. Two damage? What do you mean? They can pump either Mistwalker twice for 3 power? See, like, we could just somehow do something to make the kill, but... Magic Brett, we're dead. What do you see, Breeden? You think we've got this solved? What's solved here? Oh, right. Thank you. Except I can't use it here. This doesn't help. How does this help? Yeah, we'll do it. Here you go. Ha! What does it do? Sanctum don't work on no wolves. Now Doomscar. Here comes Doomscar. They literally can't, yeah. All right. Make what indestructible? What are you talking about? Oh, the Mistwalker? You want me to make their... Oh, sure. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Bad day for jokes because I'm so out of sorts, but this one's over. Good day, good game, Bucket. Just more of the same for me here. Chat has secured the week. I'm trying to secure my gems with one final win. All right, Fantasia, roll over, won't you? Nobody's been particularly unlucky against me, it seems like. Like, I wish bad luck upon one person to ensure that win, so it's probably going to be Fantasia. It's truly all I ask for week to week. One little win to keep my hair. Try to be reasonably attituded about the rest. But yeah. It's not just today. It's been a... I have not cursed at Magic as much as I have in the past week. Like, it's been a very curse-heavy week. I'm gonna keep this. Packmate on 2. Be nice to find something to do on 3 besides Packmate. But better than nothing. A 3/3 that draws you a card on turn 3. Really not the worst. In fact, many would say it's the best. Best green common among the best commons. Yeah, good call, Mike. Let's play this. I could also play Finn, but I'm down with Packmate. Let's start with the Packmate. Next turn, if we get a basic land, I think I might foretell the Shepherd and play Finn. Certainly the best green common. I hear it debated between Demon Bolt, Behold, and Packmate. All of them are cards I've heard people make a case for. So we did get the basic land, and I am going to go with the play indicated. I could swing in here. The Champ threatens to tap. Actually, that makes me want to have 2 blockers, and then the Champ tap. Yeah, let's do Finn, Shepherd Foretell, and stay back. Because now if they tap the Packmate and force a trade with the Finn, we can get Finn back on the Shepherd. Oh, nice, Siriana. That's cool that your LGS was there for you on that front. I'm going to take this trade offer because we have the Shepherd next turn. I could do something else here, but I like this play. Let's just do it. Could even send in the Packmate, but I actually like it still threatening on D. I don't know. We could send it, and then we have they tap this and attack into the Finn. That might be okay. Yeah, I'm going to send. Because would we trade Packmate happily for one of these? I think so. Especially with the air coming after. Let's see if they're happy to trade. Yeah, green might be in the most flexible of the colors. And which one do we think is more threatening? Probably the Champ. It's the better creature, yeah. This could get bigger, but Champ is already doing more stuff, so let's just start Champ. Pablo likes the Raider. I'm going to go with the 3-2, but it's not obvious because Raider has the potential to get much bigger. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to do much eating. I'm going to try and do some attacking. Bound in gold. Interesting. I think I just want Braggart or Valk here. We could go Valk Foretell. Bear Search Land, also good. Yeah, let's go Bear Search Land. I like the Mike's line. It's not quite as aggressive as the line I was considering, but Fantasia is struggling on land too. So we could get our land built out better and have a land play this turn. I think that's a reasonable line. I think I'm going to send in the Cosmos and do that. I think I would trade Finn off here. I guess we can keep racing. You come at me today, you're taking your chances. Yeah, Vandal does kill Helm, but let's start with the attack. We could also just Oracle Valk. Do we even care about the Helm? They're not attacking. I think I'm going to wait on the Vandal because we might actually find something else we want to get with it. And I like a Doomscar Valkyrie. Just play another flyer. Interesting. Well, now they got double Helm, unfortunately. But we've got an Air Force. Maybe we can just get there in the race. If we trade here... Yeah, I think we just say... yeah, the Cole... We can't... Cole changes this, right? Because we just need to take it. Death Touch block just gives him it back, though, because of Cole. We got to deal with Cole. We could... I kind of like vandaling the Helm on the Raider, and then we get swing in because nothing can then block it on the way back. I don't have any dead creatures now, though, so that's something that would be something to consider for another time. Bind a Helm. I don't know about binding a Helm. I like send our flyers, though. Let's start there. And yeah, I think we're just trying to win this race. And there's a suggestion to bind the helm, but I don't get that. I think but I think we foretell the verdict. Yeah, and then just play another Oracle, right? That's correct. Yeah, getting something in the grave wouldn't be incorrect, but I'm not sure we want to do it and send one of their creatures back. If they send us something that's not equipped, then I'm more inclined to do that. Oh my god. So how about bind that, and what's our plan from there, though? More flyers or send everything? If this dies, goes back to hand, not the worst. Yeah, I think bind and swing makes sense to me. Well, I don't believe it's a 2-turn clock because I believe they'll cast 2 spells, but we could... I just expect they're going to, but then it's a 3-turn clock, which is still pretty good. Okay, I'll be patient. Braggart's interesting. I think this is good, though. Hold up verdict. Bind the god. Wow. Blowout. I mean, I should just be happy that Fantasia had a sweet play, but it just, again, it just feels like, yeah, great, more getting wrecked by this set. I mean, I could verdict that. Yeah, I know. I would have liked to have verdict my own creature, but we weren't there, right? Or did I not? Did I miss that play? Yeah, I don't know. I could have. Oh, and I screwed that up too. I don't know. Keeping a flyer around seems really good. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Like, Toralf triggers either way? Yeah, there you go. Very good read. Turns out when you read cards, you learn things. It's not just Oppo's stuff, it's our stuff as well. So yeah. Wouldn't have worked. Sanctum is interesting, but probably just need Lindy here for now. They can attack with impunity given the coal, but if they attack with impunity, we have potential crackbacks. And the next turn we get this double play. Any other removal? My visualization of what's left in the deck doesn't work in this mode, so I have to look at my deck list, which maybe I should be doing. Hey, there is a Fall of the Imposter in this deck. We did remember to put it in, right? Literally have never seen the Fall of the Imposter that's in the deck somewhere. Sigrid is a big draw for us. But that's about it. Sword is, yeah, sword is something that would get us through, but I was answering the question of what removal we had. So let's go, yeah, let's kill a helm, and we want it off of the braggart, right? And this actually does work on Finn if we wanted to give Finn make Finn a 2/3. If we do that, we don't have this play, which is maybe okay. You like mana up for Finn? Too late now. Too late now, and I like attacking with everything that can trade. You like Alpha? Yeah, okay, fine. Alpha. Spirit's pretty free attack, right? Finn trades with anything. The reason I was thinking not to is that Finn does get better with the Sanctum over time, but they're at 6, we need to pressure. It is 1 damage, it's both, right? Which is a bit of a weird non-bow in itself, but yeah. We have enough to do. I guess if we draw another land, it doesn't matter. If we draw a spell, we can play it. I'll hold it because it doesn't matter here. I guess it matters if we specifically get our wolf. We already did that. I guess wolf into something, but even that doesn't matter. No, that doesn't matter either, so it's fine. Scaldy for nothing yet, unfortunately. But 4/4, not bad on this board either. And we get to send in everything again. This is... Yeah, I like send everything again. With mana for both of our things. This doesn't need boasting since it's a trade, but I can't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Can't put this on and cast the Scald. But we could boast and cast the Scald. So I think boast, cast the Scald is the correct thing to do here. Why is that? Why is what correct? They're just using all my mana and getting a lethal threat out? I don't know. Making a lethal threat? If we had done so, if we had used this to put a counter on Finn, we wouldn't play Scald, and I thought Scald was important. Yeah, sure. You don't like me deploying a Scald last turn? I don't understand. You seem lukewarm about me successfully getting this down. I don't know what your alt plan was. Yeah, let's pump the bear. Oop, no, that's not what I meant. Oh, that is what I meant. That one. Give it up, Fantasia. No shopping? All right, no shopping. Wow, this is the worst feeling 3-4 I've ever had. Like, I'm so bummed about this format and how I'm doing in it and how it feels to feel like you're playing a game. I think part of it is like you go from it's that feel like partly the bombs that show up that just wipe out an interesting game pisses me off. Like, I find myself cranky because like there was a good game of Magic and then something showed up to just be like, you know. Yeah, so I should be quite thankful that I'm 3 and 4 today, and I am. I'm thankful I have my hair, and I'm thankful I kept some gems. I think chat's decks looked better than mine overall. I got some self-searching to do about this format, I guess, because oops, hello, that's not what I was trying to do. This is what happens when I lose my buttons. Yeah, I agree, Robert. In general, I like a Pauper one, because I mean, it just means Pauper, it's about low rarity synergy and crafting cohesive decks. But there you go. It very true, Media. I'm not saying that this set is bad because like, I'm saying I'm not enjoying it, and maybe if I learned to draft it better, I would enjoy it more. And maybe I don't understand the types of decks I should be building, but I'm too cranky to try and be positive about that stuff right now. Help me out next time I'm drafting, and I'll be in a better mood. But right now, I'm not going to beat up on myself about this format. I'm going to shake my fist at the format, even if it's me lying to myself. Format. Oh yeah, it's true. We went the whole day today and never once saw like the card that got us got us into green white, which was that Saga. Am I playing the Strixhaven qualifier? I don't know. I'll say this. If I have the freedom and time, I will play in any aspirational limited event that is offered, and I will work to compete in aspirational limited events. You know, so yeah, I will absolutely do it if the qualifier is limited and aspirational. No, I think I'm going to move on. I don't even remember what that what's up with that draft deck is or anything. Is one of my accounts mythic? No. Are you? I don't have any. I've never even gotten close to mythic. I've gotten low diamond. That's as high as I've ever gone. Yeah, you know that, Mike. Do you get accounts to mythic, Mike? Surely you don't. Maybe you focus on one and take it all the way or something, but did you let other ones languish? Well, Jinx, do you run more than 10 accounts like Mike does? my assumption was that Mike bouncing around 10 accounts would not be able to get there. Yeah. So one account makes it a lot more possible to get to mythic. All right, well, maybe I'll make that a goal this weekend. Maybe I don't know what kind of run it would take. Maybe I'll go to my paid account where if I run out of gems, I don't feel honor bound to not spend money on it. Well, I don't know how that parses, Jinx. If you're too busy to ever play enough to make use of a second account, that's one thing. But to suggest that having two accounts is too time-consuming, I don't understand. I mean, you have to wait 45 seconds for Magic the Gathering Arena to reload, I guess. I mean, if you're just not playing on your first account beyond 4 wins a day, then you don't need a second one. But maybe that's what you mean. Yeah, I would also say that that is probably true. True. If you have time to get to Mythic, you got time to load up a second account. Of course, if you do that, you might not be able to do the other thing. Anyway, thanks for being kind to me today, chat. Thanks for being understanding. I felt a lot of empathy and sympathy out there, and some tips on what I can do to try and get out of this funk, and actually, instead of just crying in my beer about not being good at this format, actually try and get better at the format. That's kind of what we try to do around here, right? So yeah, I was thinking of that actually. Deploy, like, I'll say this, you know, Media and True and some others have had some harsh feeling comments about my decision making in the format so far. I'll say this: if anybody wants to link me to a video, to a draft video, doesn't have to be banned, it can be anybody. Oh, I can remod him. Yeah. But if you want to send me a draft video that you think would help me, like if you're like, here's what you're doing wrong, Ryan, and here's what Ben S is doing right, and if you checked out this video, you'll see what I mean. Or yeah, show me a Sam Black video where he is destroying the draft perfectly or something. Because what I like to do there, what I would do, and if nobody sends me one, I think I'm going to do this anyway. I'm just going to go find a pro level drafter who's having some success here, and what I do is step through the choices. So press pause, press pause, press pause. At every decision point along the way, decide what I would do, then let the video play, see what the pro would do, and see where I'm making decisions differently from better players, right? I think that's critical for that kind of self-assessment work. Is yes, you can watch the video, but if you really want to improve, you should be pausing and trying to work it out yourself to the best of your ability, and then seeing what the pro decided on after, right? Oh yeah, I mean, I know I can find Sam Black, and I know I can find Sam Black and Ben Stark content. That's not an issue. I'm saying if there's specific content that you have watched, you're like, this draft specifically, Ryan, you should check out. So I'm going to do some work. I'm going to try to not be a whiner here and try to be a worker instead, and actually go and do some better homework on this format and see if I can improve my numbers coming up. Okay? I hope so, Jinx. I mean, I can't crush it every week. And hopefully when I struggle, it helps you all too. Both feeling that everybody struggles and feeling, well, now I can't, all right. What's the command for modding? It used to be right here in my panels and now it's gone. Here I am looking at Robert. Can I go mod? Maybe that works. Hey, it worked. Yeah, I clicked his name and it didn't give me the mod button like it has in the past. Yeah, I was not in for hearing about getting tips from chat. I was not in, as I was struggling to then get criticism for turning to good players in chat to help with decisions. That tilted me. Oh, I was being salty, Robert. It's you're fine. It was what I snap did in the moment, but I know you didn't mean anything by it. All good around here. I'm still yammering, and I haven't officially said goodbye to YouTube. We should do that. Bye, YouTube. Gauntlet is done. Hair is intact. Pride, less so. But I'm going to work on that. Work on my stuff this weekend. Bye, YouTube.